Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Fiona at Drawings in a Drawer, and if watercolour is something that might interest you, then this is the channel for you. So be sure to click on that notification bell so you won't miss any of my uploads. And today I am going to talk about Baohong's Watercolour Sketchbook. I didn't even know it existed. Or am I the only one who hadn't heard about this? A Baohong sketchbook? I only discovered a few days ago and I had to get one. I had to test it. You know how much I love sketchbooks. I have been painting in a sketchbook since last spring, so quite recently, but it's really made my art evolve fast. It's made me discover new things. So today I'm going to test this with you and see if it lives up to Etcher sketchbooks, which it's going to be hard. Anyway, you know the drill. Let's jump right into it. Oh, and please like and subscribe. And if you like this content and know someone else who might like it too, please share. It will really support my channel. Thank you so much. Let's jump right into it. I have been in love with watercolour since 2019, but I feel that it's only since I started working consistently in watercolour sketchbooks that I saw my art start taking a turn and my style to truly start showing up in these pages. And I have become much more prolific, and I am documenting my journey on this channel. Up till now, Etcher, hot or cold pressed paper has been my go-to sketchbook, but today I have a Baohong hot pressed sketchbook that is 100% cotton and 300 GSM, and I can't wait to see if it lives up to my expectations. So let's have a look. Actually, brief interruption. These have arrived, they have been sent to me, and as I said in a previous video, I have a hot pressed and a cold pressed 100% cotton sketchbooks that I'm going to be trying out, and I will be sending them to you with my original painting on the front page. So if you want to see that video and get the chance to win one of these sketchbooks, then stick around for the next few weeks. Now let's go back to the video. When I saw that Baohong had come out with a watercolour sketchbook, I thought it was a novelty because in all my searching for watercolour sketchbooks and having tested Baohong watercolour paper in the past, I thought I would have come across it sooner. Indeed, this sketchbook has been around, I think, for a year, and I only recently found out, so here it is. It has a soft faux leather cover with this brand, the name Baohong of course, on it, and it closes with a nice sturdy elastic band, as you can see here. I knew that Academy watercolour paper that Baohong makes, so I immediately compared and I saw that the texture was the same. These are hot pressed 300 GSM, and it is a kind of hot pressed paper that does have a slight texture to it, so it's not completely flat, which is something that I like. A sweet spot between hot pressed paper that's a little too smooth and cold pressed paper that's a little bit too rough sometimes. I broke the ice with an underpainting of ultramarine blue, as is my habit, and I started layering and layering and layering, and this paper takes so many layers. Unlike Arsh or Ash's hot press paper, which was in the Etcher Lab portrait format sketchbook, which I talked about in last week's video, and with which I have a love-hate relationship. This paper is a very absorbent kind of paper, and the layers seem to get immediately soaked up. It's so easy to get carried away and keep layering, which can sometimes lead to overworking a painting, and I have been guilty of that a lot in the past. This confirms what I said last week, that I think hot press paper is more suited to a painting technique or style that involves less layers, relying more on the transparency of watercolour, which is actually a beautiful technique and which I want to experiment with more. amount of lifting that can be done on this paper is rather impressive, and it has its pros and cons. The pro is that you can easily recuperate mistakes or get beautiful effects through lifting with your clean, damp bristles of your brush. And that is one of the very few ways that you can correct mistakes with watercolour, through lifting or through blotting. And the con being that as you move on in the painting, previous layers get disturbed quite easily as they reactivate, because we know that watercolour reactivates even once it's dry with water. I found this was happening to me quite a few times, and that meant that I had to go back in and work on specific areas that had basically been almost lifted out or faded so that they were no longer the right value, and the right value being the right level of darkness. This is just a quick reminder that as from today, Sunday, September the 15th, my Patron is going to be free for 7 days. So you can get full access to all my tutorials and the recordings of my live sessions on there for the next 7 days starting today. So head in the description box at the end of the video and check out my Patron, and you can access everything for free just for this week. This sketchbook costs around $23 at the time of this video and is 12 by 16 centimeters, which is basically 5 by 6 inches more or less, and has 24 pages. This paper is Baohong's student grade paper, and student grade usually means, or it used to mean, it's only 25 or 50% cotton. But this paper is 100% cotton and has good sizing, which is fundamental for your painting experience. Sizing being not the size of the paper, but the way the paper is treated with a sort of gelatin to make the paint absorb more evenly. And I am keen to try Baohong's artist grade or professional paper because I'm wondering how good that might be considering the quality of this one. After my first spread, I went in for a second round, and it's silly really to talk about how nice it is to paint on this paper because I already knew. The big reveal for me was that now there was also a pretty nice looking sketchbook made with this paper. For now, I've only seen this landscape format, and I have to say that it's my least favourite. There seems to be a long tradition of landscape watercolour artists or urban sketchers, and the market of watercolour sketchbooks has been catering to their needs almost exclusively until recently. It's not always the case, but for someone like me who paints mostly faces and animals and the odd botanical piece, tackling this long horizontal strip can be a bit daunting because you feel you have to fill the whole spread, the whole 2 pages, or at least that's how I feel. So I prefer the square or portrait format, and I haven't seen these by Baohong yet. So which sketchbook would I pick? I have to say I love the soft faux leather cover on this one, as the white canvas ones on the Etcher Lab sketchbooks get dirty so fast, and that really does put a dent in my love for Etcher sketchbooks, because when they're all stacked up on your shelf you kind of want it to look aesthetically pleasing, or at least I do. And I really wish they had different covers, and I keep hoping they'll change them, or at least change the colour. I might still have a slight preference for Etcher though at the time of this video. I feel I need to paint in this book more to get used to how the paint lifts, which is something that I haven't experienced with the Etcher sketchbooks. But would I buy this again, and would I advise you to buy one? Yes, I definitely would. This is all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below, like and share my video so that I can keep doing this and bringing you more content every week. See you next Sunday. Bye for now.